This is Rob Tebbutt for ID Boxing. Delighted to be joined by the new WBO interim super middleweight champion, the Gorilla, John Ryder. John, first and foremost, congratulations.
Thank you. It's, yeah, feels like a long time coming. Career of highs and lows so far. It's just nice to have these moments again and celebrate a high.
You mentioned that kind of a career of highs and lows. You go back all of the years ago to Billy Joe Saunders, Nick Blackwell, and kind of moving forward from there. What does this mean to you?
It's great. Do you know what I mean? Like the Billy Joe Saunders is not such a low. Do you know what I mean? It's a learning experience. I've gained a lot of experience from it. And I get on well with Billy Joe. It's not like a massive. I took a massive beating. It was a close fight, and there had to be a winner, there had to be a loser. And it was unfortunate. It was me that night, but learned a lot, rebuilt, and I mean it's the close fights that hurt, like the Fieldings, the Canelo Smith fights, where I felt like I'd done enough to win and just didn't get it. But it's about righting the wrongs and putting yourself in a good position, and I've got this title now that can lead me on to bigger and better things, so it's, I'm happy.
Before we talk about the bigger and better things, talk to me about the fight tonight. After 4 rounds, did you have any sense that Zach Parker was hurt? Obviously retired with an injured hand. Were you aware of that at all before the end of the fight?
No, not at all. I mean, he was peppering me the first round. It was just more figuring him out the first round. Second and third, he was moving a lot of movement, and I feel like he was burning a lot of energy. And in the fourth round, I just tried to sit on him a bit more and push him back and send him back, and then I caught him with a big left hand, and the gum shield went into the rose head. And but it was just, yeah, it's a weird turnout. I just wasn't expecting that at all. I thought he'd come out that round and come out swinging a bit. He looked like he was tiring a lot, but you just don't know.
Word that seems to be thrown about a lot, obviously before the fight, but particularly afterwards, is experience. How much do you feel like your experience made the difference tonight?
Oh, massively. I mean, in the past, he's thrown the big shots and pushed people back, and he can unload. But he was throwing them shots. I was catching. I was tucking up. A few got through, but nothing major. But then when he's throwing them shots and I'm pushing him back and not letting him push me back, I think that's when the experience overtakes, and he's got to think again now. Like, well, that's not working. What next? And yeah, I don't know. Maybe what next weren't there for him.
I spoke to you at the press conference the other day about switch hitting, and you were very coy about it, but you mentioned that, you know, certain fighters, they switch and they're not as strong on one side as they are on another side. How did you compare his orthodox boxing to his southpaw boxing?
Yeah, it's strange because he started off orthodox and he went southpaw a lot. Maybe he'd done the hand earlier, I don't know, just to use that more, flick the jab with it. But yeah, it's strange. I thought I was going to catch him a lot more when he was in orthodox. I feel confident fighting southpaw fighters. Sorry, I thought I was going to really start just getting the measure of the jab and then looping the hook in after. But it was starting to get there, starting to make them grounds. And where I was holding my feet more, was starting to get in there a bit more, keeping my head in the fire. But yeah, just strange way it ended.
You mentioned there about going into the fight, everyone talking about what a big puncher he was. How did his power compare to a Callum Smith, for example, or other fighters that you faced?
Nothing. He threw really nothing hurt. He's some good shots to the body, like big shots, but most of them were caught on the arms. One to the bollocks, and then, yeah, that was pretty low. But yeah, it didn't feel concussive. I feel like he telegraphs a lot of what he throws, so you're prepared and braced for what he throws. But yeah, it didn't feel like a massive puncher, no.
We spoke again at the press conference the other day about a comment that was made in the press conference. Quite a cheap comment, I felt at the time, as did you, as I saw from your interview afterwards. Did that? I mean, I'm sure you were more than motivated and focused for this fight, but did that just give you that last little bit of inspiration going into it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously everyone knows what's been going on lately, so there's no need to bring it up even more. And I think it leaves a sour taste in people's mouth. And but listen, it's all about restoring a bit of pride and stuff for the gym, and I think I've done that tonight. And I'm sure George Liddard made his debut today on the show at Wembley, and he's gone out and got a great win. So Felix Cash's turn next week in Leeds on the 10th.
So, anybody in particular you fancy fighting next, John?
Listen, it'd be nice to get Canelo, wouldn't it? Listen, we're all jockeying for a position to fight the main man, and listen, if Eddie Hearn's been on the phone and said hopefully it could be me, so mate, I'm not going to say no, am I?
And how big of a coup would that be for not just yourself, but for British boxing, if we could tempt, you know, the face of boxing, Mexico's pound-for-pound superstar, over to here, over to box potentially at the O2, or I know you speak about the Emirates. I know Mr. Sims over there was talking about potentially going to West Ham. We'll rule that one out, but what would that mean to you to be able to bring him over here?
Oh, it'd be massive. Do you know what I mean? He's a global superstar and icon. So to get him to my hometown would be amazing. I mean, I'm saying I'd go to Guadalajara or Acapulco, wherever, and fight him. So, yeah, if it could be made, I'd fight him wherever.
What means more to you, the potential of being a world champion or the potential of fighting Canelo Alvarez?
The potential of being a world champion. I mean, but obviously that comes with it. It's one of those things. It's like, what if Canelo vacates WBO? Oh, I'll be world champion, but I don't want to be a world champion through being upgraded. I want to fight a champion, fight a good champion, go out, make a statement, and get all the marbles.
I caught up with Tony Sims, your trainer, the other day. He said himself, it's not been a great time of things at the minute. He spoke about the journey that you've both been on through the highs and the lows. What does that man over there mean to you in your career, and how important has he been?
Well, I think he's believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. So he deserves as much credit for this as I do, maybe even more. It's a real team effort. Do you know what I mean? We've got a great team around us, so it all goes hand in hand. It helps. So yeah, it's not just for me; it's for everyone.
Plans now?
Get these urine tests out of the way. Back to the hotel, bit of food, chill, and back to the family.
John Ryder, the new WBO interim super middleweight champion. Congratulations, and maybe we'll see you here next year. Maybe we'll see you in Vegas. Maybe we'll see you in Guadalajara, Acapulco. Well done.
Thank you.